Notice of unfair trade practices by way of Kol Nidre. Understanding unfair trade practices and legal contracts. Unfair trade practices involve deceptive, fraudulent, or unethical business conduct that undermines contractual fairness. In legal terms, contracts are considered binding agreements, enforceable by law. However, when one party enters an agreement with the intention of later nullifying it, this raises serious concerns about fraud, bad faith dealings, and breach of trust. Key aspects of unfair trade practices. 1. Misrepresentation, entering agreements under false pretenses. 2. Concealment of intent, failing to disclose that a contract is subject to unilateral nullification. 3. Bad faith negotiations, engaging in business transactions with no intention of fulfilling obligations. 4. Violation of consumer protection laws, using deception to gain an unfair advantage. Example application. A business enters into a contract with another entity but later claims the agreement was never truly binding due to an internal or undisclosed pre-existing annulment clause. The injured party issues a notice of unfair trade practices to challenge the contract's validity and demand legal recourse. The Kol Nidre and contractual interpretation. Kol Nidre is a Jewish prayer recited before Yom Kippur, historically used to annul personal religious vows. While its religious context does not inherently apply to legal contracts, misinterpretations or misuse of the concept in commercial dealings have led to concerns about contractual reliability. Key legal considerations. Contracts require mutual intent to be binding. If one party secretly reserves the right to nullify agreements, it constitutes fraudulent misrepresentation. Pre-annulment of obligations contradicts good faith negotiations and may be unenforceable in a court of law. Consumer protection laws prohibit deceptive business practices, which includes any undisclosed pretense of contractual invalidity. Example application. A financial institution signs a loan agreement but later refuses to honor its obligations, citing an internal policy that effectively nullifies the contract at its discretion. The borrower issues a notice of unfair trade practices and demands legal review. Issuing a notice of unfair trade practices by way of Kol Nidre. A formal notice of unfair trade practices serves as a legal challenge to expose contractual fraud. The notice should identify the deceptive practice and those responsible. Cite relevant contract laws and ethical violations. Demand corrective action, such as contract enforcement or restitution. Example notice statement. I, your name, formally provide notice of unfair trade practices concerning contract number. The actions of party name demonstrate a lack of contractual integrity by entering an agreement with the pretense of future annulment. Such practices constitute fraudulent misrepresentation and must be rectified through legal and ethical means. Legal and practical implications. Prevents fraudulent contracts from being misused. Ensures business dealings are conducted in good faith. Protects consumers and businesses from deceptive contract nullification tactics. Conclusion. A notice of unfair trade practices by way of Kol Nidre is a legal tool to challenge deceptive business dealings that exploit contractual obligations under false pretenses. Ethical and legal safeguards must ensure that all parties to a contract engage in fair and enforceable agreements without hidden annulments or bad faith negotiations.